Yes, why is my camera on? Yes, hello, welcome back to my channel, I was gonna say, but, wait a sec. My camera is not, this happened before, one more. Let's see, what if I turn, there you go. I tell you guys, turning your technology on and off, honestly, it's the quickest failsafe. There you go. There you go. No way he's coming to City. I agree. I don't see Rodrygo coming. But let's talk about Rodrygo. We have to talk about this guy. We really do. We do. So let's see this obviously fake news. There's so many people who buy this. Gets better, Luca. Okay. Big up, Alf. Every time, hope you're good. Big up to you too as well, Godfrey. And big up to Wim as well, already in here. But yeah, this news, this is ridiculous. So apparently Real Madrid wants 90 million euros for Rodrygo. First of all, if they're selling Rodrygo, they're gonna ask more than 90 million. I would imagine, considering Florian Wirtz went for 130 million, I believe. Like, these are the prices. We're looking at Sesko for the 90 million. And you're telling me Rodrygo is going for the 90 million as well? Yeah, that is not happening. So, Rodrygo, he would be more than 90 million. But also, it's just not happening. Like, people are quoting Pep's team. As if Pep Guardiola's team has quoted out here. Or well, this is not the real Pep's team, but they're acting like Pep Guardiola here is tweeting out claiming that Rodrygo is coming. This guy never claimed that, first of all, and he's actually got in his account's name, not affiliated with Pep Guardiola. But this is what people are going off of. So I need to put this Rodrygo rumor to the bed completely. Because I don't think Rodrygo is who people think he is. People think Rodrygo is some god of football, gets all the GA, gets all the tricks, gets everything. Rodrygo is very good, don't get me wrong. But 90 million euros, when we need a right back still, they're not gonna waste that on Rodrygo. And let me show you how, yeah. Let me show you what we've already got and why Rodrygo doesn't get in here. Official, Ferran Jutla to Celta Vigo, indeed. Hello, big up to Rosa, how are you? Rodrygo has one more as well, so she'll definitely be around 100 million. I agree, something like 100 million is what I imagine Rodrygo or the likes would be going for. Yes, though, but that's not what we're gonna spend on him, if we're interested in him at all. Yeah, good. What about you? I'm also good. Thank you for asking. But let me just show you. So, goalkeeper, I mean, we don't care. Any goalkeeper. There you go. Short. Why is nationality not? Display nationality. There you go. So, goalkeeper. Right back is still up for up in the air. Let's say Gusnov for now. This is placeholder. This side is not that important. What's important is left-hand side. So, Diaz Gvardiol, I think, is the undisputed centre-back pairing. I don't imagine anyone will argue with me about that. We just bought Aït-Nouri, so Aït-Nouri will definitely be playing for Man City. So now in midfield, Reinders, and then you have Rodri / Nico Gonzalez. Rodri, of course, not fully fit, but he is going to be starting when he can. And Nico Gonzalez. There you go. So that is our defense. Not too important, except Aït-Nouri, and I'll get to why Aït-Nouri is important. Where does Rodrygo play in this front four, I guess? Does he play in striker? No, he doesn't. Haaland plays there. Haaland plays here, no Rodrygo. Oh, okay. Who plays right wing? Not Rodrygo. Rodrygo does not want to play right wing. Even if he did, we just bought Cherki. We've got Oscar Bob to play on the right wing. We've got a lot of players on the right wing who will Foden as well, Bernardo Silva should he still play there. Mateus Nunes, Doku, Savio. We've got all these players who can play on the right wing. We don't need another right winger when we probably still need a left back. So, right wing? No. So, we're really talking specifically about the left wing. So, let's say Foden and Cherki are in here already. Sure, let's say that. The only way Cherki gets, Rodrygo gets in is over here. But he won't, because here is why. Rodrygo comes in, he's gonna have to become a central 10, and he's gonna have to make from centrally and go on the half spaces and overlap with Foden. Is Rodrygo gonna do that? Is Rodrygo going to compensate Foden? You go to Rodrygo and you tell him, be Foden's compensation. Whenever Foden moves, you need to compensate for him. Rodrygo is gonna say no. However, Omar Marmoush, he already does that. When Foden wants to go down the left, Marmoush goes into the middle. No problem. When Ait Nouri pushes up, Marmoush is gonna have no problem going into the box. But now you're saying to Rodrygo, hey, you need to be the support for the main guys. Rodrygo is the support for the main guys at Madrid. That's why he wants to leave. And if you want us to build around Rodrygo, this is Rodrygo's statistics last season. This is Omar Marmoush. He gets double the goals, he gets more assists. You go to the season before that, and Rodrygo and Marmoush are pretty close statistically wise. Marmoush gets 17 goals, he's also more of a goal scorer than Marmoush, and 23 assists. At a worst team, I believe that Rodrygo was something around that as well. I think it was like 10 goals, 10 assists. So people have this idea of Rodrygo being this super clinical finisher. I mean, that's not what he is. I mean, look at this. The difference is 3 goals and assists with 10 games more. And Rodrygo playing at Real Madrid, whereas Marmoush plays at Frankfurt. I mean, we are pretending that Marmoush is some terrible player. He plays on the left wing as well for Egypt. Just to shoehorn a left winger that is expensive as fuck, is going to demand a bunch of wages, is not homegrown, who wants to be the main character. All of that to potentially get Rodrygo. I tell you, Rodrygo is not only not an option in my opinion, he's a bad transfer. He's a blatantly bad transfer. Because you go get Rodrygo, forget about a new goalkeeper, and forget about a new right back. Forget about it. You are not getting them if you go sign Rodrygo, while we already have a bigger number man in Marmoush than Rodrygo, and where we already have Marmoush who's more willing to play second fiddle to other players, which Rodrygo is not as happy to do. And a Marmoush who will happily play every position you ask of him. I think you should pay up. Big up. I don't want him. I don't want him. He's a good player, but he's not what we need. That's the problem. He's a good player, but he's not what we need. 50 pence and Alfredo. Pay up or shut up. It's Rodrygo. Ah, bruh. Ah. Bro, Doku? You're comparing him to Doku, bro. Doku is a bench holder. You think we signed Rodrygo to sit on the bench? I mean, if Rodrygo wants to come and sit on the bench, absolutely. Absolutely. If he wants to sit on the bench, I will take him in a heartbeat. Not coming to sit on the bench though, is he? I think people don't want Rodrygo, because we already have Marmoush on the left and Cherki as a 10, so yeah, it will be a luxury signing if it ever happens. I don't want Rodrygo because he's not what we need. This is the problem. What did Real Madrid do? Real Madrid bought all the fancy toys. Oh, I want Mbappe, I want Vinicius, I want Bellingham, I want Rodrygo, who they already had, of course. I want all these fancy toys. But there is no balance. When you build a team, there needs to be a balance. If you go buy Rodrygo, you fuck up the balance in this team. So you have to let someone go. I don't mind if you let someone go, but it's not going to be Cherky because he only just got hit. It's not going to be Marmoush. Who do you let go? Foden? If you want to let Foden go, which I do not agree with at all, but if you want to let Foden go, now we can have an argument. Left wing. Yeah. Obviously, he would want to play on left wing. Doku is a fraud, I agree. Foden, fraud watch. We'll see how Foden does next year. If he's good enough, he keeps playing. If he's not good enough, tough conversations to be had if he's not good enough next season. But that's because of the fact that he is compensating for others. Yeah, and he will do that at Man City too. He's not coming to Man City to be the main guy. Cherky is more important than him because he's a better player. And he is a better player, by the way. From the little I've seen, I can tell he's better than Rodrygo. So he's coming to play behind Cherky, behind Haaland. Who's he playing? How is he not compensating for the others already? The only way Rodrygo happens is if Doku leaves on top of Grealish. I rate Rodrygo, so do I, but would he be happy? This is what I mean. Would he be happy doing this stuff as the side player, basically? I don't think he would. The Shield isn't in again, stinker and hooked. I guess not. He's not been here at the last 2 streams, has he? I'll take him. But you guys need 2 or 3 wingers. You guys need 2 or 3 wingers. Man City needs a right back. So that's a bit weird. The only thing I'll hear you on is the fact you have Marmoush. Yeah, but if we have Marmoush. Is Marmoush going to the bench? 250k a week on the bench? Again, we need to talk about balance here. Where is the balance if you get Rodrygo? Yeah, big up to those. Do like and subscribe. Let me pin that, in fact. Let me quickly pin that message. But if you goal sign Rodrygo, you don't have balance anymore. So, what's the point of having Marmoush at that point? Other than why not provide competition? That's on Rodrygo too, to be fair. That works on paper, like when you have Erling Haaland and Alvarez. However, the way that ends is Alvarez wants to leave because he's never playing ahead of Haaland. And so that's how that goes. And then the difference is Alvarez was 15 million. Rodrygo would be 90 million, 100 million, maybe even. So we're talking about a 15 million pound player who happens to be better than we expected, provides that competition, versus a 90 million pound player when we need a right back. I would rather spend 90 million pound on a right back, honestly. And if we go and buy a right back, and we still want to spend money, I want a goalkeeper before I want a left back. So I'm not that worried about Rodrygo still. And then I probably want maybe a bench striker if we can get one. Like, it's way more positions than winger that we need to worry about. Again, we've got Oscar Bob, we've got Savio, who I still want to give a chance. We've got Cherky, we've got Marmoush, we've got wingers galore. Nunez will play on the wing as well. Cherky is a baller, I ain't denying. He is better, but he does need to show it at City. True. I agree with that much. Yeah, Trasoldi, Stinker and Hooked, bro. He was shit for the Germany. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I forgot. Yeah, slap the likes, guys. Slap the likes. It's free. It's free. Cherky has a higher potential as a 10 than Rodrygo. Better playmaker, and I like watching him more than Rodrygo. I'm not sure if I'd say I'd like watching him more, but... and I don't like potential either. Like, what is potential? Let's be honest. Do we know the potential of players? We don't. Some players have an early prime, so I don't like to talk about potential, and I don't like to talk about I do like to talk about how much I like watching players, but I won't say I like watching Cherky more. I think I like watching both. But what I'm mainly worried about is, yeah, Cherky still has to prove it at Man City. But just from what I've seen, he's better. From what I've seen, which is maybe not enough, but I think Cherky is better, and I'm not willing to get Rodrygo to bench Cherky. And if Rodrygo comes in, you have to justify that transfer. Cherky wasn't a cheap player, so Cherky goes to the bench because he's a cheaper player. Cheaper players are lower in the pecking order because of how the board, which is a financial unit, not a football unit, how the board, financial people look at transfers. And money people ask you, why are you benching a £70 million player? That's difficult to justify. However, if you bench a £30 million player, that's easy to justify to people who are mainly caring about the money rather than the football. I'm watching the Premier League on Proximus Picks. I'm switching my subscription next season because Telenet, bro, Telenet is a fucking fraud service, I tell you that. Tomorrow, Juventus Man City. It's Thursday, I believe. Yeah, Thursday, not tomorrow. Thursday. It's Thursday, not tomorrow. Today is Tuesday. It is still on Telenet. If you have the subscription, it is still on Telenet. But if you make a new subscription, it's not on there anymore. But if you have the subscription already and you renew it, you still get Premier League. It's weird how they do that stuff. It's weird, but anyhow. Right, so Rodrygo, a wet dream for the people who, I guess, like him. Fair enough if you like him, but it's not happening. I mean, you know what's funny, yeah? People are telling me we won't sign Livramento. I've seen someone put in a chat, in LB's chat, that Rodrygo is happening, that he thinks Rodrygo is happening. I saw that same person in the chat of Esteemed Company, another City YouTuber if you don't know, saying that he doesn't think we'll get Livramento. People think that Rodrygo is easier than Livramento. Guys, I get it. Newcastle, closer to home. But just because you don't understand the Spanish media, just because you can't read the Spanish language, doesn't mean that it's not things being said about Rodrygo as well. Rodrygo is not easier than Livramento. Do you think Echeverri would make it with us? If he's good enough, he'll make it. But he'll need to be patient. He is a player who is still potential, and I want to have him for the future. Yeah. If he's good enough, he'll make it. I think it's that simple. If he's good enough, he'll make it. If he's not good enough, he won't make it. He has to prove himself. Every time he plays, he has to prove himself. Not just take one good free kick. Play good games. Get an assist. Get a goal every once in a while. Play how Pep wants you to play. Control the ball. All of this stuff. He'll have to prove it over and over and over. And if he can do that, he'll make it. And we're talking about 2 or 3 seasons until he be in the starting 11. Should he ever be in that starting 11? Telenet doesn't offer Super Pro League on its own. You have to get Pro League with a Telenet subscription via Dazin, who is a partner of Telenet. It's a bit convoluted. But you can get them, Pro League on Telenet. Anyhow, Diogo Costa is expected to leave Porto this summer, with both Man City and Man United very interested, whatever that means. The goalkeeper has a 75 million release clause. 75 million euros, that is 75 euros in pounds. That is about 64 million pounds. But could leave at 60 million pounds. So 60 euros in pounds is... We're talking 52 million pounds here. 52 million pounds. The 25-year-old wants to go to the Premier League. Okay, he wants to go to the Premier League. Here is the problem. Pep Guardiola asked both goalkeepers, so Ederson and Ortega, he asked both of them to stay at Man City. So Ederson and Ortega are already here. We've got Bettinelli as well. So Ederson, Ortega, Bettinelli. We've got 3 goalkeepers already. Bettinelli we just signed. He's not leaving. And Pep wants both Ederson and Ortega to stay. He's asked them both to stay. I've seen nothing of Ederson potentially wanting to leave. I've seen nothing of it. So the only way that this happens is if Ortega decides to leave. And not only does Ortega have to leave, but Diogo Costa has to come in accepting being on the bench for Man City. Because if he does not accept being on the bench, Ederson has to accept being on the bench. Which he won't. So unless Ederson is leaving, despite Pep Guardiola asking Ederson to stay, which there is no reason to believe he is, we will not even be in for Diogo Costa. So it's a weird story that I don't think we'll sign a goalkeeper this year. In fact, if we sign any goalkeeper, the only one I can see happening is Trafford. Because he's homegrown. Even then, I'm not quite sure. And even if Ortega leaves, what if Marcus Bettinelli is here as the second goalkeeper and not as the third choice? Maybe Marcus Bettinelli came in to be a second choice goalkeeper. And we'll get another goalkeeper as a third choice. I just don't see a world in which this happens. Ederson has to leave, and he's not leaving from the looks of it. So this is just hoping, I think. This is just people hoping that we'll sign a new player. Ederson, he's gonna be out of goalkeeper next season, let's be honest. He's gonna be starting most of these games. Which I don't like, by the way. I don't rate Ederson that highly. I think distribution-wise, he's great. I think his treble season was immense, shot-stopping-wise. I think for most of his career, he's had a lot of howlers and nets. Take his debut against Everton, Wayne Rooney scored. Wayne Rooney should have never scored. That was just weak by Ederson. But we'll probably still have him next season, if we're being very honest. Anyhow, let's go through some latest stuff here. Let's see if there's any news. Jack Gogan at a recent Man City training session in Boca Raton. 19 members of staff are within the perimeter of the pitch, helping in some way, and there comes booming encouragement in a way that hasn't been evident during City training. Peripheral members of the backroom... I mean, what is this? What is this? Peripheral members of the backroom setup are screaming positive reinforcement. It's loud. It's more in your face. So we're doing training. That's what we're doing. Big up to Stop Online Hate. How are you? I mean, okay, but sure. That's news. Sources inside Man City dressing room have revealed the squad were left bemused by the lack of communication by the backroom staff last season. None of the supporting coaches would instigate one-on-one chats to perhaps explain Pep Guardiola's thinking, as had previously been the norm. That's poor. One staff member was reduced to just refereeing 6-a-side games at the end of training sessions and never spoke. Jesus. That just shows how bad our backroom staff was last season. Not bad apart from food poisoning. Try to eat healthy, I would say, and yeah, just set it out, isn't it? Food poisoning is just like that. Okay, that is news to me. Yumaba to OG Nice on a season-long loan. I thought he was going to Lyon, so we still have to loan someone out to Lyon. Hold up, is there any news about this yet? I don't see anything about Lyon immediately, but I just need to see OG Nice. Where did they finish? They have Champions League qualifiers. My GOAT will be in Champions League next season. We will see him. I am telling you, people, yeah? This guy, he is a monster. He is defensively going to eat up these players. He's gonna bully these attackers. These guys, they're gonna have the ball, they're gonna try to run past him. It will be like running into a wall. It will be like fucking Blue Lock. But the main character is a defender. Imagine Blue Lock, but the main character is a center back. That is what this guy will be like in the Champions League. I tell you, yeah. Next season, after this guy knocks it out of the park at Nice, probably gets them top 3. Probably gets them into the round of 16 of Champions League. Depending on the games they have to play, I guess. If they have to play like Man City, Real Madrid, PSG and all of that, they might be fucked. But if they get a favorable run, probably round of 16 at least, this guy will smack it out of the park. This guy, yeah. People will be complaining next season about, oh, Man City got another one of team. That is how good he is. And it's Champions League. So I'm happy with this. I'm happy. He's going to play Champions League. I told people he's too good to play at Southampton. And people are saying, oh, but Southampton is a... No. No, he's too good to play at Southampton. He needs to go to a strong team that is in Champions League, like Nice, that is playing top flight football, and that is where he's at. I cannot be more happy about this news. More than you believe. More than you can believe, guys. I am happy. So that is proper good. In fact, let me bookmark this, and let me unbookmark this. I've already talked about this. Great news, I guess. Good news, this. In fact, let me quote tweet this. While we are here, let's quote tweet this. What should I say? Ballon d'Or ready next season. Has any centre back? Yes, some centre backs have won the Ballon d'Or, haven't they? That is a joke, by the way, for the less intelligent. What's this? Beach party? A beach party at where are they at? Is that Florida? I don't know. Nah, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Fuck his career. And fuck his entire journalism career. He's a fraud, bruv. This man is our Man City representative in the news, and he's constantly sucking off Arsenal. How is this man giving floppies to Thierry Henry? Bro, he's gushing over Thierry Henry. He's with Thierry Henry, yeah, on panels. He's gushing, man. Why is this guy the Man City representative? Somebody Nasri was way more important to the league titles we won than Big Meeks. He's my favorite Man City player of all time as well, just excluding Belgians. So excluding Belgians, Nasri is my favorite player of all time. And we've got this absolute baller. Always says good stuff about Man City. A legend for the Man City, I would argue. Whereas, or at least a cult hero. Whereas Richards isn't. And Richards is constantly slagging off the club or sucking off other clubs. Instead of bringing Nasri or Joe Hart, who's retired now, to do this, we've got this fraud. Fuck it. He embarrasses, man. Every time he talks, he says something stupid. It's like he's a fucking Twitter troll. You know what Michael Richards is? He's a Twitter troll in mainstream media. this is the dumbest news I've ever read. I saw this yesterday. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Man City have not ruled out signing a right back this summer. Either have Man City ruled out buying Diego Armada Maradona. This is so dumb. Nah, fuck that. No, respectfully, yeah, fuck that. He's a Man City player. He's a Man City player, or was a Man City player. He's Man City representative. He should be representing Man City, not Arsenal. He should not be wearing an Arsenal top while talking about Man City. He should not be gushing about Arsenal while being Man City representative. If he's an Arsenal fan, fair enough. Fuck off to Arsenal. You won a Premier League title with Man City, not with Arsenal. You won 2 Premier League titles, in fact, with Man City. You won the FA Cup with Man City, not with Arsenal. Arsenal fan? Fair. But don't be Man City representative if you care more about Arsenal than about Man City. He wants to go and become Arsenal's representative. That's fair. Big up to him. But if he is Man City representative, he better be representing Man City, not Arsenal. Because it's embarrassing. Man City is already getting killed in the media, yeah? Because of 115, because of, oh, you cheated this, or this, that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're spending so much money again. All of this nonsense. And what is this guy doing? Whenever he's in panel shows with Thierry Henry. He fucking strips down naked and gives Thierry Henry a lap dance. That's what he does. You can be an Arsenal fan. Sure. But you're Man City representative. Know your role. And if you don't, Joe Hart, a Man City fan who won Premier League titles with us, Carabao Cups, FA Cups. He actually played Champions League for us. He didn't sit on the bench. A proper legend. Was massive for that first Premier League title. Whereas Michael Richards was on the bench when we won it in 2012. Joe Hart was starting every game. He's retired. He's great at punditry. Why not get this guy? Now, Michael Richards, he's a joke. I can't stand him. Every time he speaks, he pisses off fans. Think about this. If you piss off Man City fans every time you speak, is it the fans' fault or is it your fault? You're not gonna tell me that you piss off people every time you speak, and it's the fault of the people you piss off. He's saying some genuinely stupid shit. Hopefully he will stop being our or ambassador. Fancy word. I think in the future, Bernardo. Yeah, Bernardo is a good shout, actually. So, Bernardo retires and becomes our ambassador. We will be there, guys. We will be there. Because for all... oh, by the way, Bernardo, he's actually a Man City captain. He's actually a player who has the armband, who has actually won the Champions League with Man City, who has actually performed in the Champions League, has won multiple league titles. This is a Man City legend we're talking about. Centurion. Formidables. Fortbeat. This is what we're talking about with Bernardo Silva. Meanwhile, Big Meeks. That's a different story. That's a different story. But, I mean, is it shameless to include Centurions? How many games did he start in the Centurion season? Not that many, I feel like. He was pretty much holding bench during Centurion. I'll include it anyways. He was a Centurion. Even if he wasn't that big in that season. He was big in other seasons. Still a Man City legend. Scored twice against Madrid to get us to the final in Istanbul. And what are people rapping? What are we currently with? A guy called Michael Richards who thinks he bursts onto the scene. So he literally says that as well, you know. says I burst onto the scene. Bro, you were forgotten, you were washed by the time you were 21. Burst onto the scene, bruv. The only thing you're bursting into is a fucking buffet, bro. That man gets bullied as well on the panels, and you see the CBS panels? He gets bullied, bro. He gets bullied sometimes. Sometimes I feel bad for him. They go for the low blows against him as well. I'm not sure if that's even banter anymore. Sometimes it's just such a low blow. I'm like, is this banter or are you just trying to insult him at this point? Anyhow, Yuma Ba updates knees ahead of Alone. Yeah, the defender that's been chosen for Lyon. But Côte d'Azur club could now win the race. Okay, so he prefers Nice. Makes sense. Nice plays Champions League. I mean, it's that simple. You want to prove yourself in Champions League. Let me pause this. Giovanni, met Patsy Pericard on Ryan Sherky. Right now, he has top 3 most skillful in the world. Yeah, sure. This guy is unbelievable. I hope he's going to bring some light in Man City. Really talented. A lot of goods, of skills, good dribbling. I saw some statistics. Wasn't he, I know statistics is not everything, but wasn't he like the #1 dribbler in Europe last season? Definitely a legend, yes. And we all know how passionate he is for us. And he's good in interviews. When Bernardo gives an interview, people are like, maybe I was too harsh on Bernardo. Meanwhile, when Michael Richards gives an interview, people are like, bro, fuck off to Arsenal. So, two different things, isn't it? Bernardo, you know what as well, yeah? Bernardo is not English. Which matters. Because English fans, English people, often get stuck in this stupid loop of Premier League supremacy. Now, Bernardo won the league title at Monaco, of course, at Ligue 1. And he's played very good for Ligue in Ligue 1 as well. So he's actually a very solid player there, who's played outside of the Premier League. So I think that matters because sometimes when you look at the panels on CBS and especially Talk Sport and stuff, they are so Premier League focused that they like forget about the rest of the world. So having a foreign player there might make these panels less fraudulent, but then again, they've already got Thierry Henry there. It's fraudulent as fuck. A huge congratulations to this guy and OKC Thunder, who are NBA champions. Look at that, Man City is winning the NBA now too. Man City won the NBA, guys. You think anyone on Vitality is a Man City fan? Yeah, Ryan Chetky rapping himself. Oh yeah, I saw this, but I didn't bother reading it. The titles of the Etihad Stadium's levels, blocks and row numbers as a result of the North Stand expansion have been announced. Okay. Let me open this separately. There we go. So I can zoom in. Can I not drag this? That's annoying. By the way, minor pet peeve. Why is North not in the North? Why do they have North Stand over here instead of here? I mean, sure, it might, but this is North Stand. Rotate this a few degrees, 90 degrees to the right, and then you have the North Stand in the north. Anyhow, pet peeves aside, what's this pink stuff? Oh, wheelchair positions. This is for the people with a wheelchair. Then, wheelchair lift and access. Okay, so over here you've got a wheelchair access. Okay, banger. South Stand ticket office. Most people buy their tickets online nowadays, don't they? 320, Joe's, Legends Entrance, Where is the Legend Center? Oh, here. South stand. Yeah, the Legends away area, so here the South stand. And hospitality spaces. In other words, where the people who don't really care about the football sit. Because let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. The people who are sitting in the hospitality spaces, they are not watching the game. They are not watching the game. They are there. They're not watching the game, bro. They're drinking some fancy wine and talking with people about sponsorship deals or whatever. My shoulders are a bit sore, actually. Anyhow, banger. More interesting is that the ticket prices decreased, of course. I mean, this is okay, I guess. Nothing special. Not that much new either. What is Gundogan saying? New people, coaching staff that have come in, especially our new set-piece coach, James French, serial killer. I'm gonna keep pulling this guy up. Oh, look! They are trying to repress history. You see this, guys? You see this? They're trying to repress history. James French used to be the top search result. When you look this up, this used to be the top search result. They are trying to hide history. I know what Man City is doing. This is what people talk about. We bribe the judges and stuff. They're trying to hide the history of James Donald French, our new set-piece coach. American double murderer who was the last person executed under the Oklahoma death penalty laws. How he came back, I don't know. Don't question it. Don't question it. But this happened. This happened. This is the same guy. This is our set piece coach now, and he's a killer. He's a killer. So he's killing off our competitional set pieces. Finally, some good Man City set pieces. Explain things in a very simple way. Oh yeah, bro. Bro. So many coaches, yeah, overcomplicate everything. Let me show what I mean. Let me show what I mean. So, this is our team, right? So, this is our team. Let me overcomplicate the fuck out of this. So, if I want to overcomplicate this, I would say, okay, so Nuri goes up here, and Vardio goes into here, and Diaz goes here, and Nunez goes here, and Gonzalez goes here, and Reinders goes here, and Foden gets this area, and Jetki goes here, and Haaland goes here, except for if there are 3 center backs. If there are 3 center backs, then you do a completely different, and that's what coaches... Oh. Well, that is what coaches do. That is how they overcomplicate stuff. Well, that was pretty basic stuff, but that is what they do. They fight off a bunch of stuff. They fight off a bunch of stuff. And the players, they don't follow, bro. If people think that professional footballers are some fucking scholars. Like, people think they're mathematicians. Like, bro, these players, they're not following that shit. Oh, that's wrong tab. They're not following all that shit. So when these coaches, yeah, they be waffling, bro, mentally they're not there. Mentally these players are not there. One of the biggest issues that Premier League clubs report on set pieces is that football players don't understand what they're supposed to do on a corner. That was one of the biggest problems in the Premier League last season. Or maybe not last season, but a season before that. How can one of the biggest problems be that your players don't understand what they're supposed to do? Simple. They overcomplicate things. Lineup Builder says, loving the content. Big up to Lineup Builder. Real Lineup Builder YouTube part. Wait, 1 second, I need to visit this channel. Is this a real one? Oh, okay, no, it's not the real channel. I thought for a second that this was the official YouTube channel of Lineup Builder, but thank you for subscribing, Lineup Builder, and thank you for loving the content. Wait, linked with RODRYGO. Why? Let's go back to this for just a moment before we end the stream, I suppose. Delusion. So, this is what people are basing this off. Look who the source is. The source is a Twitter page which says not affiliated with Pep Guardiola. This is the source. This is the source. Where are we at? And people are running with this. People are reposting this everywhere. Guys, for the Man City fans, and I've explained this earlier, it is. Oh, big up, big up. Thank you for the follow on Twitter, by the way. I don't do much there. I mainly get into arguments with people on Twitter. I really need to get off that app. But big up for the follow. By what Gundel said, it looks like we lack connection between between the coaches and the players. Yeah, we've seen that a lot. Coaches and players lacking the connection. There's been a previous thing that I read about that as well. In fact, let me see if I can find it quickly. There was something about that up here earlier. Oh, a bunch of countries want to host the Club World Cup, by the way. For those who are interested in that. Yeah. I saw this already. Let's see if I can find this quickly. Diogo Costa. Here we go. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. So, none of the supporting coaches would instigate one-on-one chats to perhaps explain Pep's thinking, as had previously been the norm. So this is talking about last season. There was an absolute lack. Yeah, there was an absolute lack of communication from the backroom staff last season. So that's what Gundo is getting at. They didn't know what to do. That is what, I mean, sources from Man City, very, very ominous, but that's what a lot of players have been getting at, and they didn't know what to do sometimes, and that's why we got rid of all these coaches. Our set-piece coach gone, our assistant coach gone, our defensive coach, all of them gone, and all of them have been replaced. So our opposition analysis coach also gone. We got in a new guy. So we replaced a bunch of coaches because of this issue. Coaching staff was a mess last season, and if I'm being honest here, I think it was from the season before that dragging on already. That it was just this mounting mess, and probably since the treble season, really, this mounting mess in the backroom staff that just didn't bother to be solved. I mean, we are solving these issues now. I'm not gonna keep crying about this. Like, at the end of the day, it's watered under the bridge. It's watered under the bridge. The only thing I can say is I'm happy that we're finally getting a bunch of new coaches, that we're finally trying to move on as a club, and that we're getting a bunch of good players. With that said, Rodrygo will not be one of those players. For those who have just joined, he's simply not happening. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to look right now if anyone is live right now, but it doesn't look like it. Except Jess. He is an Arsenal fan, but I can redirect you guys to Jess if you like. I mean, sure. Let's redirect you to Jess. He's an Arsenal fan, but it's alright, because he's cool. Cool. So I'll redirect you guys there, because no Man City fans are live right now. Let's visit City. Let's Liam goes live in a second, actually. Let's see. This is City. No streams planned. What about Connect? Connect also does not have any streams planned. He has a stream planned for 8 PM, but that's still 2 hours. So yeah, I'll redirect you guys to Jess. Sure. And I'll redirect next time to Connect. Help me remember that. Help me remember that. Next time, I'm redirecting to Connect. Let's set this up. And there we go. Okay. Alfred and chat, thank you guys for coming in today. Big up to Lineup Builder's official account for coming in here and grabbing me. I'm getting grabbed by Lineup Builder now. Maybe a sponsorship deal soon. I'm joking, obviously. Unless I'm not. Anyhow, like and subscribe. Alfred and chat, we're going to rate Jess. Nice guy, he's an Arsenal fan. Don't be rude. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.